Welcome guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby and I warmly welcome you to the Caribbean and to my yardstead here in Trinidad and Tobago. In the previous episode I highlighted that I was getting things cleaned up and we weren't able to finish it because I ran out of juice. So this evening we're going to finish by mixing the compost into all the dirt that I dumped out of the containers, and I need to get it back in because we're still having lots of rain and I don't want this to turn into a mushy mess in the yard. Well, I mentioned at the end of the video that I was going to cover it in a plastic, and I did cover it in a plastic, guys. I did. It was a good thing too because we had a downpour this morning, and if I hadn't covered it, it would have been mud all over the yard, and that would not have been a good thing. So it is later in the evening and I just want to be able to film this for you guys so you can see my setup in amending the soil, and I'm going to show you how the compost bin did on its own. I did no turning in this compost. It's not the funnest thing to do, so I just dumped all the chicken bedding in there and I moistened it over time. Keep moistening it. I also added more holes to my compost bin because I found that I was still getting a stench, especially if you dug in the middle, so that indicated that it didn't have enough airflow. So I punched some more holes into my compost bin so that they could get a little bit more airflow in the bin and it won't be as anaerobic. So I'm going to show you how it has decomposed and how it has settled into the bin and how it's looking. What I'm seeing right now is the top of the bin, so I'm actually looking forward to see how it looks down below. I'm hoping that it is some nice, well broken down bedding in there and that is not a slimy mess. So we're going to find out together. So I'm going to get my bucket ready. I have my long sleeve shirt here to protect my arms. As you know, I have very sensitive skin and I'm looking for a pair of gloves. I can't find my gloves. I don't know where they are, but I'm looking for a pair so that I can keep myself well protected. So I'm going to show you the compost bin and we are going to get ready or get set up so that we can fill back all these containers with the soil. Alright guys, so this is how the compost bin is looking. We're going to find out together how this did. So this is basically straw or grass clippings and chicken manure. No wood chips. It's still, the bottom will be more broken down than the top, so it still has some dry patches in the middle. No chance. Well, I mean, they're the decomposers. Yep. Yep, Barbie Dean. They're not ready, they're young. I'm gonna call the exterminator. I'm gonna get the exterminator. Hold on. I got some exterminating for you to do. Get to work. Get to work, girl. You don't see him? He right in front of you, right there. Two of them. Go ahead, get him. Get him. Let me right there. Get him. Okay, I'll make him move. Where are you going? Look. Yes, you see it? Get it. Eat it. Turn around, girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is pointless. This is your favorite stuff, bugs. Okay, this is not working out. Alright, well, that was a failure. So, I'm going to dump this out and we're going to see what's happening at the bottom. Because I need stuff. I need compost. Okay, so it seems as though the center is dead dry. So we're gonna empty it out and see how it looks. Alright guys, it's another day. This video is taking me quite a while to get done, but that's alright. It's another day of me attempting to get the compost from over there over here to mix it and fill back in the containers. I have about 5 of these containers that I need to modify to, you know, change out some of the bins or some of the planters that I have that are decomposing, especially ones that I have for the ginger. Those wooden boxes that I have in the back, they are decomposing and I need to get new containers for those, as well as I need a little bit more pots to plant some more vegetables here in the front yard. So I am going to get started because I'm going to have a few minutes that I can allot to this right now. So I'm going to get this compost from over here to this heap over here, mix it up, and then we're going to get started on cutting our jugs into the way we want it cut. I can't even remember how many buckets I put there, but I think it's about 4 or 5 of them. I hope that's not too much because last time I planted my peppers, it was so much nitrogen that I had these big lush plants and very little fruit. So I'm hoping that I don't put too much this time. So I'm gonna get me my limestone, my lime, so that I could sprinkle this on and mix it all up together, and we will have our mixture ready for the containers. And I wanted to highlight, how do you know when your compost is ready? To me, when all that scent has disappeared, it's emitted, and it is, you know, close to the color of dirt. If I was to show you how it's looking, can you tell the difference between the compost and the dirt? No, you can't. It's actually the same size, same color, and it's just for me to mix it in so that I could keep my soil nice and loose and keep those worms in that soil nice and happy that they have a lot of organic matter that they could continue to chow on. So I'm going to get my lime to sprinkle on this heap, and we're going to mix it up together and get started on modifying our jugs. Alright guys, so the heap is all mixed up, and the heap is all mixed up guys, and now it's for us to modify these jugs. Let me get my tool that I want to use. So we're going to be using the Sawzall. Honey, so I want to cut these two halves, and then one square, one rectangle on the top, and that one to be tall. So how to cut? How to hold the tool to cut it?
The other side of it. Start when we cut on the next side. You put your foot all the tool and jack it up. Right, go ahead. And easy at the field.
Okay. So if I turn my hand, it won't break the blade?
Yeah, turn while you're cutting. Strong.
Why did I want to but
So when you're finishing off, you're not so really cool enough to cut off, ease off on it.
okay.
Good?
Are they good?
Yeah.
Oh. Nice honey.
Start all of them for you?
Yeah, you can start it for me. Alright guys, so we got through with cutting these jugs in half. Now if you're wondering why I cut this one like this is what I plan to replace the ginger. Remember I planted them in a wooden box that a friend gave to me. It came with, I think it's either saltfish or pigtail, those wooden box that they are shipped in, and they're the same depth of this. And I've always said that ginger is not a plant that needs a lot of depth, because it's not a plant that goes down. It's a plant that skims the surface of the soil. So in my experience, ginger, once the soil is very rich, you don't need more than a foot in depth. In fact, this is probably 6 to 8 inches. It doesn't need more than this, guys. All it needs is a loose, rich soil for those rhizomes to go through and expand. Remember, I showed my husband in the last video, he harvested a bit of ginger, and that was 2 hands full. Let me stop and show you guys where he harvested that handful of ginger from, just to give you some perspective. Come with me. So this is where I had the ginger planted, and as you can see here, the box this is the face of the box here. Ooh, look, some earthworms right there, a bunch of earthworms right here. Yeah, cover them back, give them back some refuge. You see that? I'm hoping you can see that. So this soil, guys, is sitting on concrete, and the ginger in here is almost ready. It is not pink, it is tan. Look at that. Let me adjust the camera. Okay, guys, just to give you some perspective, look at that. It's not even 4 inches of soil. All the soil has washed out from this bin, but look at how much ginger is in there. All I did, guys, every time I had a bit of compost, I keep putting on the top here, and the ginger keeps sucking up all those nutrients, and it continues to grow. And I planted itty bitty pieces of ginger in these containers. So these containers are all rotten, and I'm ready, almost ready. Because you can see this here is an immature piece of ginger, so you can see that pink on it. But you see how you can see no tan, no pink on these pieces of ginger. You can see the tan color coming through. I could be confident that these, if not ready, probably in a month or so, would be quite ready for me to harvest and get ready for the next batch for the following year. So I have 4 of these containers, and I'm going to show you where he got that little bit of ginger. Do you see this patch of disturbance right here? That is where he got all that ginger, guys. Just a third of a box. And a box is, how long is this box? It's about 2 feet, guys. A third of this, and just that little corner, he had that handful of ginger, and you can see there are lots more in here. Lots more in here to be harvested. So I need those containers so that I can get ready for, that's my mic, get ready for the next time that I need to plant these gingers. Yeah, so if you are thinking that you need a whole lot to grow ginger, you don't. You really don't. It is a rhizome that skims the surface of the soil. Once you have a nice rich loam, it does not need any depth. Of course, I also mentioned that in my observation, ginger does way better in partial shade than it does in blazing sun. In fact, when you watch these Vietnamese who use lots of ginger, when you watch where they plant their gingers, always in the mountainous regions under forestry, and their gingers do very well. And I kept noticing that. You guys know I always watch all types of ethnicities because I love to enjoy different variety of foods, and so when I watch them I get a lot of inspiration. And so when I saw that, I'm gonna have a sit here, fix this back. When I saw that they were growing the ginger and it was doing so well in the forested areas, I too started planting my ginger under another tree. And comparison to the ones that I had in blazing sun, oh, there was none. The one in shade always did better, even if it's afternoon shade. If it gets morning sun and afternoon shade, it does better than when it is in the blazing sun. You get a bigger root, you get better flavor. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but give it a try. If you have a container 6 to 8 inches deep and you have a nice rich soil medium, rich, guys. I'm talking about rich stuff. Loose, not compacted clay, nothing that's heavy. It likes light stuff. The ginger's gonna blow you away. Blow you away. You've never tasted ginger like that before. Alright, so I'm going to get started and drill my holes for my containers and get this soil up off the floor, because he's almost done with one of the projects. He was packing away all the steel. Remember, he had a bunch of steel there. He was packing that away, and after that is for me to keep this progress going, because once he's ready to pressure wash, everything has to move out the way. So I want to get the soil out of the way and get ready for a meeting, because we have a meeting this evening, and at least I could cross this off my list. Whew, let's get going, guys. Here comes my trusty cone bit. Cut myself, so I'm gonna give this 6 holes. Guys, this is where we part ways. I am just going to be hustling now to get this dirt into the containers, so I'm going to put you on a time lapse for the end of this video. But before we go, I just want to say thank you for taking your time to spend it with me here in the garden. Your encouragement means a lot. So many of you from different parts of the world reach out in the comment section, and I appreciate it very, very, very much. I appreciate all of you. And so I want to take a moment to say, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Also, you can hit the notification bell and hit that black bell, so every time that I post a video, you'll be notified that I did put something out. And guys, don't forget, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, and share the video with your friends and family. Until we see each other, guys, see you in the next one. Bye bye.